It's where our laws are framed, the country's future is debated, and people's representatives are held accountable. It is India's seat of government, and all the important laws are passed right here in this iconic edifice, Parliament of India. Parliament is the supreme legislative body of our country and a living epitome of freedom and sovereignty of the people of India. It occupies a preeminent and pivotal position in India's democratic polity. Hello and a very warm welcome viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sansad TV with your host Kriti Mishra. Winter session of Parliament 2023 will commence from 4th of December and continue till 22nd of December with 15 sittings spread over 19 days. In this edition, let's take a look at the business expected to be taken up during the winter session of Parliament. Come along. The summoning of Parliament is specified in Article 85 of the Constitution. The power to convene a session of Parliament rests with the government. The decision is taken by Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs, which is formalised by the President, in whose name MPs or Members of Parliament are summoned to meet for a session. India does not have a fixed parliamentary calendar. By convention, Parliament meets for 3 sessions in a year. The longest, the budget session, which is the first session, which starts towards the end of January and concludes by the end of April or first week of May. The second session is the monsoon session, which usually begins in July and finishes in August. Winter session is generally held from November to December. The gap between 2 sessions of Parliament cannot exceed 6 months, which means Parliament meets at least 2 times in 1 year. The winter session of Parliament will be held from December 4th to December 22nd this year. The basic function of Parliament is to make laws. All legislative proposals have to be brought in the form of bills before Parliament. A bill is a statute in draft and cannot become law unless it has received the approval of both houses of Parliament of India and, of course, the assent of President of India. Let's take a look at the government business expected during the session. The process of lawmaking begins with the introduction of a bill in either House of Parliament. A bill can be introduced either by a minister or a member other than the minister. In the former case, it is called a government bill, and in the latter case, it is known as a private member's bill. A bill undergoes 3 readings in each house, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, before it is submitted to President for assent. However, a money bill cannot be introduced in the Rajya Sabha. It can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha with prior recommendation of the President for introduction in the Lok Sabha. The tentative list of government legislative and financial business for the winter session includes Appropriation Bill relating to the first batch of supplementary demands for grants for the year 2023-24, Appropriation Bill relating to demands for excess grants 2020-21, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023. The bill repeals the Indian Penal Code of 1860. IPC has been the principal law on criminal offences in the country. The Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023. It repeals the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. The code provides for the procedure of arrest, prosecution and bail for offences under various acts including the Indian Penal Code of 1860. The Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023. It repeals the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. The Act provided rules for the admissibility of evidence in legal proceedings. The Central Goods and Services Tax Second Amendment Bill 2023. It amends the Central Goods and Services Tax, which is CGST Act 2017. The Act provides for the levy and collection of CGST on the intra-state supply of goods and services. The Central University Bill 2023. The bill amends the Central Universities Act of 2009 for setting up Central Tribal University at Mulugu district in the state of Telangana. The Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Amendment Bill 2023. It amends the Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Act 2004. The Act provides for reservation in jobs and admission in professional institutions to the members of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other socially and educationally backward classes. The Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Amendment Bill 2023. The bill amends the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act of 2019. The Act provides for the reorganisation of state of Jammu and Kashmir into UTs of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The Constitution Jammu and Kashmir Scheduled Caste Order Amendment Bill 2023. The Constitution Jammu and Kashmir Scheduled Tribes Order Amendment Bill 2023. The Repealing and Amending Bill of 2023. The bill seeks to repeal laws that are obsolete or that have been made redundant by other laws. The Press Registration of Periodicals Bill 2023. It repeals the Press and Registration of Books Act 1867. The Post Office Bill 2023. The bill replaces the Indian Post Office Act of 1898. The Act regulates India Post, a departmental undertaking of the central government. The Advocates Amendment Bill 2023. It amends the Advocates Act of 1961. The bill repeals certain sections related to touts under the Legal Practitioners Act of 1879. The Provisional Collection of Taxes Bill 2023. The bill seeks to repeal the Provisional Collection of Taxes Act of 1931 and bring in new legislation. The Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioners Appointment, Conditions of Service and Term of Office Bill 2023. India's criminal justice system has been predominantly shaped by laws and regulations inherited from the British colonial era. In the post-independence years, these legal foundations underwent alterations and amendments to align with the evolving requirements of modern times. The experience of 7 decades of Indian democracy calls for comprehensive review of our criminal laws, including the Code of Criminal Procedure, and adopt them in accordance with the contemporary needs and aspirations of the people. The pre-independence criminal laws were used by the British to protect their colonial interests, to rule the people and the country, and to maintain their authority and supremacy over India. There was a need for comprehensive review of the criminal laws, especially the Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, and the Indian Evidence Act, and adapt them according to the present-day needs and aspirations. Hence, in accordance with the basic principles enshrined in the Constitution of India, it was proposed to bring about fundamental comprehensive changes in the framework of Indian criminal laws. With this objective in view, the existing Indian Penal Code of 1860, the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, and the Indian Evidence Act of 1872 would now be repealed and replaced by the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, and the Bharatiya Sakshi Bill of 2023, respectively. The visible part of Parliament's work takes place on the floor of the House. However, Parliament has another important forum, the Parliamentary Committees, through which a considerable amount of work gets done. Let's take a look at the parliamentary reports expected during the session. Parliament deliberates on complex matters that often need technical expertise for better understanding. Parliamentary committees provide members the forum to engage with domain experts and government officials in their study. These committees also help in building consensus across political parties. Committees have closed-door meetings that allow members to freely question and discuss the issues. There are 24 such departmentally related standing committees. Each of them oversees a set of ministries. These committees were first set up in 1993 to help Parliament keep pace with the growing complexity of governance. They also examine policy issues of respective ministries and make suggestions to the government. Parliament is the embodiment of people's will, and parliamentary committees are an instrument of Parliament for its own effective functioning. Several parliamentary reports are expected to be tabled during the winter session of Parliament 2023. A watershed bill to reserve 1/3 of seats in Lok Sabha and state assemblies for women received parliamentary nod during the last special session of Parliament. The 4-day special session of Parliament that saw the passage of the historical Women's Reservation Bill has turned out to be the most productive in the recent past in terms of utilization of time and lengthy debates. The winter session of Parliament 2023 is also expected to be extremely productive. Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now from my side.